This is the handout that we worked on grade 7 on Friday, November 26th, I believe it was, and we would have worked on this activity in class. So for those of you who were learning from home that day, or if you have somehow lost your physical copy and are now completing your work digitally, you are welcome to either do it on paper and pencil and take a picture and submit it that way, or you can just write out your answers and show your thinking on like a Google Doc or Google Slides. So whatever works best for you. Okay, today we are looking at reviewing and sort of finalizing and making sure that we are really comfortable with the idea of calculating for percentages of a given value. So looking at question 1, says complete the steps for these percentage calculations. 25% of 20. So we want to know what 25% of 20 is. And you can see that the first step they've given us is to replace 25% with a fraction. 25% we should recognize at this point means 25 out of 100 or 25 over 100. 25 over 100 of meaning times, and 20 because we want to know what 25% of 20 is. So we need to multiply our percentage value by 20. When we calculate 25 out of 100 or 25 divided by 100, we get 0.25, and 0.25 multiplied by 20 gives us an end answer of 5. For 1b, we're going to do the same thing. So this time we're looking for 30% of 30. So 30% written again as a fraction. 30% meaning 30 out of 100 or 30 over 100. We know that 30 over 100 is the same thing as 30 divided by 100, which gives us 0.30. And then we're going to take that decimal value of the percent and multiply it by 30. When we multiply 0.3 times 30, we get an end answer of 9. So 9 would be your final answer because 9 is 30% of 30. Looking at 4C, you can see that 4C is going to be a similar idea where we're looking for a set percent, 40% of a given value of 65. But this time the first step doesn't involve a fraction. This time our first step is going to be taking our percents and representing them in decimal form. In order to represent our percents in decimal form, we're going to take the number 40, and because 40% is 40 out of 100 and 41 out of 100 means the same thing as 40 divided by 100, that's exactly what we're going to do. Take our percent number and divide it by 100. So we have 40% or 40 divided by 100 of or times 65. 40 divided by 100 again equals 0.40. A reminder that when we are dividing by 100, we are finding the decimal and we are bumping it twice to the left. Moving the decimal twice to the left is the same thing as dividing something by 100. And then we have 0.40 times 60 because we want 40% of 60. Of 65. So 0.40 times 65, and we get an end answer of 26. So 40% of 65 is equal to 26. 4D, to go from 40% into a decimal, 40% means 40 divided by 100, and 45 divided by 100 times 40, so that we can get that 45% of 40. 40% divided by 100 times 40. When we divide 45 by 100, we find that decimal. We know 45 is 45.0, and 45 divided by 100 is moving the decimal to the left twice, giving us our end answer of 0.45. So 0.45 times 40, and our end answer goes there. So looking at 2. 2 is going to be exactly the same as question 1, except for you're going to get to choose independently which of the two strategies you prefer. Whether you prefer option 1, which is converting your percents into fractions. That's option 1. Or you can choose to use option 2, where you are focusing on taking your percents and converting them into decimals. You're welcome to use both. However, most of you will probably find a preference or a strategy that you simply feel more comfortable with. Just for the sake of it, I want to be able to keep showing you both. So I'll show half and half. Similar to 1B and 1D, I will show you the steps required, but I won't get to show the full answer because I do still want you applying these skills. All right, so in question 2, calculate these percentage amounts using equivalent fractions only. Show all working. 10% of 60. All right, 10% of 60. I'm going to show you grade 7s as well. Anything that I put in a little square as I complete this answer is just to indicate what the sequence would look like when you're actually keying this into your calculator. Okay, 10%. 10% as a fraction means 10 out of 100. So 10 over 100. Again, on your calculator, that's going to look like 10 divided by 100. And 10 divided by 100 on our calculators going to look like 10. So entering the number 10, using your divided by button over 100. Some of you may have a fraction function that allows you to enter your numerator on the top and then your denominator on the bottom. But again, we know that a numerator over denominator is the numerator divided by the denominator. So 10 divided by 100, and then we would multiply by our given value. So in this case, 60. Okay. When we have this number, we end up with an end answer of 6. So 10% of 60 is 6. Looking at 2C, 25% of 16. So 25% written as a fraction is going to be 25 over 100. And 25 over 100, or 25% of 16, is the same thing as times 16. 0.25 times 16 gives us 4.00. So 25% of 16 is equal to 4. Really quickly, just pausing to check. So if we are saying that 25% is equal to 25 out of 100, or 25 divided by 100, is equal to 4 out of 16, what we're going to do is we're going to check by taking that 4 and divide it by 16, we get 0.25, so our answer is correct. We know that 4 out of 16 is equal to 25%. All right, let's keep going. Looking at 2E, 60% of 20. 60% means 60 out of 100. 60 out of 100 multiplied 20 times over gives us 12. Because we are saying that 12 is equal to 60% out of 100, when we think about checking our work, we're saying 60 out of 100 is equal to 12 out of 20. When we divide 12 by 20, we get 0.6, and 60% is equal to 0.6. So our answer is correct. Last one on the decimal fraction side, 40%. 40% as a fraction is 40 over 100, or 40 divided by 100. And 40 divided by 100 times 24 gives us an answer of 9.60. Again, 9.60 are 40% divided by our total, our original number of 24. 9.6 divided by 24 is equal to 0.40, which is equal to 40%. All right. Looking at our fraction our percent, to decimals. So this time transitioning our percents directly into decimals. 50% is 50 out of 100, and 50 out of 100 is 0.50. Of times 18 means times, of course, and 0.5 times 18 gives us 9. If we think about 50% as being half as well, 9 out of 18 is equal to 0 out of 5. Checking, of course, by taking our percent, 9 out of our total, 18. When we divide 9 by 18, we get 0.50. 75%. 75% means 75 out of 100, and 75 out of 100 is the same thing as 0.75. Of means times, so 75% of 28 is 0.75 times 28, which equals 21. 21, what we are saying is 75% out of our total, 28 to begin with, does in fact equal 0.75, and 0.75 is 75% when written as a decimal. Last one, 0.80 or 0.80 is the decimal value of 80%. 80% of 30 means 80% times 30, and you tell me what you get when you reach that answer. Okay, grade 7, that is it for the first page of Friday's assignment. I will post the second page as a separate video to keep the length reasonable.